If you feel ashamed of your finances, you're probably hiding from them right now. Not because you're bad with money, but because shame is heavier than debt. You avoid checking your balance. You replay old mistakes at night. You compare your life to people online and feel behind. And here's the dangerous part. The more you avoid it, the more power it gains. Shame doesn't come from numbers. It comes from the meaning you attach to them. In this video, I'll show you how to separate your identity from your bank account and shut down the mental loop that keeps you stuck. Because once you break that loop, you'll make one decision differently this week, and that decision changes everything that follows. When you avoid looking at your numbers, it feels like hiding from a shadow. You know it's there, but pretending it doesn't exist gives a quick relief. People often stop checking bank accounts or bills because shame creeps in, whispering that confronting reality is too painful. But here's the kicker: avoidance is like letting a snowball roll downhill. It grows silently, and suddenly your financial worries feel overwhelming. Think of it like in The Pursuit of Happiness, when Chris Gardner keeps pushing through desperate situations instead of letting fear freeze him. Skipping over your finances may seem safe in the short term, but it blocks any chance of developing strong money habits. Tracking even the smallest transactions, like that $5 daily coffee habit, adds up fast and gives you real insight. Imagine if someone like Tony Stark from Iron Man ignored his accounts. Genius or not, chaos would follow. Taking a few minutes each day to review your financial status is a simple step that compounds into awareness and control over time. Start small. Pick one day a week to check your balances, bills, and upcoming payments. Use apps that visualize spending trends. Seeing your money on a graph makes it feel tangible and less scary. For example, in Moneyball, data transforms confusion into strategy. The same principle works for personal finance. By consistently engaging, you develop a healthy relationship with your finances, reinforcing habits that make financial education a practical, lived experience. Over time, avoidance fades and confidence grows. Understanding your numbers removes the fear clouding financial psychology, allowing smarter choices about spending, saving, and investing. You start seeing money as a tool, not a source of shame, and even little wins, like catching an unnoticed subscription or saving an extra $50, feel huge. And in the next step, you'll discover how comparison can secretly sabotage your growth and how to reclaim your focus on what truly matters. Comparing yourself constantly is like running a race you didn't sign up for, except everyone else seems to have a head start. Scrolling through social media or watching friends flaunt success feeds guilt and stress, even if your journey is totally different. Imagine watching Crazy Rich Asians and feeling behind just because someone else's life looks shinier. Comparison steals your joy and clouds financial psychology. The truth is, habits around money get distorted when envy sneaks in, making you chase someone else's version of success. The key is to shift your focus from others to your own benchmarks. Track personal progress, like how much you save monthly or how you manage debt. Think of it like in Chef, where the protagonist rebuilds his life by mastering his craft on his own terms. When you focus on your habits and small wins, your financial education deepens naturally, and the stress of comparison starts melting away. Practical steps? Limit social media that triggers envy, keep a personal finance journal, and celebrate wins that align with your goals. For example, if you invest in a few dividend stocks and see steady growth, that's a victory. Don't let anyone else's flashy spending overshadow it. Developing a money mindset this way builds long-term resilience and clarity in how you make financial decisions. Over time, the obsession with others' achievements fades, replaced by satisfaction in your unique path. You start tying personal success to measurable actions, not external validation. And in the next step, you'll see how tying your self-worth to income can quietly sabotage even the best money habits, and what to do about it. When you tie your self-worth to your income, every paycheck or bonus feels like a report card on your value. This mindset is a trap. Thinking that money equals worth creates pressure and blocks smart financial decisions. Picture the Wolf of Wall Street, people chasing massive wealth, believing it defines them, only to end up stressed and disconnected. Real financial psychology teaches that your habits and choices matter far more than any number on a bank statement. Breaking this pattern starts with separating identity from earnings. Focus on actions that build lasting value, learning financial education, investing wisely, and tracking money habits. Think of The Big Short, where understanding systems and taking strategic steps mattered more than ego-driven wealth. By reinforcing this mindset, decisions become deliberate instead of emotional, paving the way for sustainable growth. Practical moves include setting goals based on lifestyle and security, not comparisons or societal approval. For example, create a budget that supports your priorities, or start a side hustle that builds passive income. Even small wins, saving $500 or investing in a low-cost index fund, reinforce that self-worth is internal, not a reflection of your income level. Eventually, confidence in your financial choices grows independently of paychecks or market swings. You start valuing smart habits, not status, which strengthens both mindset and financial psychology. And in the next step, you'll learn why staying silent instead of asking for help might be holding back your financial growth, and how opening up can change everything. Staying silent about financial struggles might feel safer, but it's like trying to fix a leak blindfolded. You're just letting the problem grow. Shame convinces people to hide their money mistakes, fearing judgment or embarrassment. Think of Inside Out. Emotions like fear and sadness take over, but talking about what's going wrong helps sort through the mess. Sharing even small struggles can spark breakthroughs in financial education and habits. The first step is admitting you need guidance. Reach out to friends, family, or mentors who understand personal finance without judgment. For example, in The Pursuit of Happiness, Chris Gardner leans on connections to open doors. Similarly, a trusted financial advisor or online community can give clarity and motivation. Financial psychology shows that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Practical actions? Schedule a coffee chat with someone you respect financially, join forums or groups that focus on money mindset, or even hire a coach to guide your habits. Seeing how others tackle similar challenges normalizes the struggle and inspires actionable steps. By leaning on community, you develop habits and strategies you might never discover alone. Over time, silence gives way to collaboration and insight. You start understanding that everyone faces hurdles and that asking for help accelerates growth, reinforcing habits that create long-term financial freedom. And in the next step, you'll explore why focusing on past mistakes can trap you, and how shifting to action is the game changer. Focusing on past mistakes can feel like replaying a bad movie on loop. You remember every misstep, but nothing changes. People get stuck thinking about wrong investments, overspending, or missed opportunities, letting shame dominate their financial psychology. Imagine Groundhog Day. The same errors repeat until a new choice is made. Shifting focus to next actions is where real progress starts. The first step is to reframe mistakes as lessons, not failures. Write down what went wrong and, more importantly, what can be done differently next. For instance, if overspending on online shopping was an issue, set up automatic budgeting alerts or use cash envelopes. Habits like these turn past regret into practical steps for improvement. Next, prioritize actionable moves that build momentum. Open a high-yield savings account, start a micro-investing plan, or track spending weekly. Think of the Queen's Gambit. Each small practice session compounds into mastery, just like incremental financial habits. By focusing on tangible next steps, financial education and mindset grow stronger, reducing anxiety and building confidence. Eventually, dwelling fades, replaced by a proactive mindset. You start making deliberate choices, reinforcing money habits that create long-term results. And in the next step, you'll see why believing it's too late can silently sabotage your growth, and how taking small actions today flips the script entirely. Believing it's too late to change is like thinking the train has left the station while it's still sitting at the platform. People convince themselves that financial recovery is impossible after mistakes, missed opportunities, or age, but that's just a mental block. Think of The Intern, where characters start fresh later in life and still achieve big wins. Age or past errors don't define your money habits. Financial psychology proves that mindset shifts are more powerful than timing. The first step is embracing small, consistent actions today. Even investing $50 a week, paying down a bit of debt, or tracking expenses consistently compounds over months and years. Picture it like planting seeds. Forrest Gump runs step by step, and each mile builds momentum. Applying this to personal finance builds habits and confidence, turning hesitation into measurable progress. Next, set achievable milestones to stay motivated. Break down large goals like debt payoff or savings targets into bite-sized, weekly actions. For instance, start with clearing one credit card or automating $100 into savings. By doing so, you reinforce a money mindset that thrives on small wins, not on feeling overwhelmed by the too late narrative. Over time, belief in too late fades, replaced by action-driven empowerment. You start to see that financial education and strategic habits can create major shifts, regardless of your starting point. And in the next step, you'll discover how replacing shame with renewal can unlock a truly transformative money mindset. Replacing shame with renewal starts with realizing that past mistakes don't define your future. Shame keeps people stuck, replaying errors instead of acting on solutions. The Bible reminds us in Romans 8 verse 1, "There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus," showing that grace clears the path for transformation. Think of the Shawshank Redemption. Andy Dufresne doesn't let his past prison sentence stop him from creating a new life, just like you can reshape your money habits. The first step is to consciously release guilt and embrace a mindset of growth. Journaling financial wins, reading about money mindset, or praying for clarity can reset your internal narrative. Even watching characters in The Good Place evolve from self-doubt to purposeful action shows that renewal is possible with intention. Financial psychology supports that letting go of shame opens the door to healthier money habits and smarter personal finance decisions. Next, implement rituals that reinforce renewal. For example, review your spending weekly with gratitude for progress, not regret. Invest in education or courses that boost your financial literacy, like learning about passive income streams or budgeting strategies. Over time, these acts rewire thinking patterns, turning shame into a proactive, empowered approach to wealth. Finally, you start seeing money as a tool for freedom rather than a source of fear. Grace and renewal fuel consistency in habits, smart investing, and disciplined spending. You recognize that mistakes are lessons, not life sentences, and your financial psychology shifts toward long-term abundance. And in the next step, you'll uncover how all these insights can tie together into a life-changing strategy for money mastery. Remember how overwhelming it felt to compare yourself to others and hide from your financial reality? Now you've seen that the only path that truly matters is yours. You've learned how avoiding numbers, tying self-worth to income, and dwelling on past mistakes can secretly hold you back, and more importantly, you've discovered practical steps to shift your mindset, build strong money habits, and take control of your personal finance journey. To keep this momentum going, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss tips that can transform your relationship with money. Start applying the small but powerful actions we talked about today, like tracking your spending, seeking guidance, and setting achievable financial goals, and you'll see consistent growth over time. If you're ready to take your transformation even further, check out Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. This program shows you exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment to dive in. By taking these steps, you'll no longer let shame control your financial decisions. You'll replace fear with confidence, habits with strategy, and guilt with a clear money mindset. Your journey to financial freedom starts now, so why wait?